previously on St. Elsewhere.
She's dead, man.
Hey, now, come on, Pete, it's over.
Second lady today.
Okay, how long?
35 minutes.
Give it up.
3 people have died with symptoms of Legionnaires.
Donald would like to close down the ward.
Don't you think closing it down is a little extreme?
No, I don't. Not if it's Legionnaires. Now, don't worry, son. It's going to be all right. Close down the ward. Ward 5 is to be completely sealed.
This week on St. Elsewhere.
Will everyone shut up for one lousy minute?
Tell me this chaos will end. This chaos will end.
Have you felt this way any other time?
No, haven't wanted to be a bird once either.
And now she's 3 months pregnant. And the problem is she's only been out of here for 2 months.
Oh, boy.
Dr. Westphal heard from Atlanta. It's Legionnaires' disease.
What would that mean?
The entire hospital would have to be closed down.
You resent taking responsibility for your actions.
If I had it to do over, nothing would change. Question about it, the evacuation and relocation process was considerably more involved than any of us had planned. But 35 patients have been safely transferred from Ward 5, and that ward will remain closed until we receive confirmation from Dr. Borove of the CDC in Atlanta. And I must tell you that we fully expect that Dr. Borove will confirm our preliminary diagnosis of Legionnaire's disease. Now, ladies and gentlemen, since you're not doctors, it might be worthwhile if I tell you a bit about this disease. Legionnaires is a respiratory infection, very often results in pneumonia. It's preceded by diarrhea, high fever, slow pulse rate, productive cough. It's usually found in patients who are already extremely ill or those patients who have a low resistance to infection. And it's thought to arise from contaminated respiratory equipment or ventilating systems.
Donald, can we open this up to questions?
Fine.
You said that 7 of the 35 patients were classified as high-risk probabilities.
Yes, they're in isolation on Ward 2 East.
And that required some more beds to be shuffled.
35 patients from 2 East were transferred to the 4th floor.
But that's where you placed the other 28 patients from Ward 5.
Well, as you know, the 4th floor has the largest capacity.
That's 44 additional patients in a ward whose resources are being taxed to the fullest.
In a situation like this, Mr. Cummings...
My question as hospital administrator, is how can your staff possibly handle the load?
Sit around. Are we doing rounds or what? Don't tell me nobody ordered a kosher plate.
We need a GI console 419 fast.
Put her chart right there.
Big mistake, especially with the craziness around here these days.
Her name is Alimo, Carol Alimo. Now, she came when she was admitted before they brought everyone in from Ward 5. I gotta talk to a doctor. I feel woozy.
Maybe it's chicken pox.
No, this ain't the chicken pox. I had the chicken pox. It's a lot worse than the stupid chicken pox.
It's in good condition, huh?
Good condition? Mint condition.
I'm really not in the market for a car, Mark.
Not a car, a classic.
You did Le Mans, didn't you?
Yeah, it's all right the first time.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, by the time you get to your second kid, you're going to wish that the stork really did drop it down out of the chimney. It's all right, though. You got time to decide. They don't start Le Mans till the 7th month.
2,100 tongue depressors, 5,400 cotton swabs, 3,000 plastic strips.
Ramon, this is not the best time to take inventory.
Inventory? I'm talking about what's been ripped off since we moved down from 5.
Huh?
Yeah.
6 units of baby neck,
I
4
am
units
leaving,
of
and that's
typo
final.
positive.
If you do not release me, I am calling my attorney.
Mrs. Saban, lighten up. Okay, 4 units.
I reduced the dosage to 50 milligrams. We'll start the NG suction after rounds.
Oh, what did you expect, a hug and a kiss?
Hey, I did not ask to be transferred to this floor.
No, neither did Skilling.
Skilling's the one he tried to get fired for incompetence, right?
Right. You know, those two are match made in heaven. Reminds me of my 3rd marriage. Mrs. Saban wants out. Who's a doctor? Some plastic surgeon from Brookline. She's in for a tuck and roll. Give her the forms. 412? Surely I asked you to go down to 412. I took that call 10 minutes ago. Martha Mulvey. She needed her pillow propped. Again? The girl's a pest, Helen. After all, she's only in for a consult. No. She did a multiple X-ray and bone scan yesterday. Dr. Asher thinks it's an acute septic arthritis. Very, very bad in her hands. This is a 5th flare-up this year. So, who's going to answer the call? Well, I guess I will. Oh, listen. Cancel that GI consult in 419. Now they need a neurologist. Right.
Okay. Where is Carol Alimo?
What's it worth to you? Good morning, Martha. What's the problem?
Sorry to bother you, but I can't adjust the bed.
Well, you just push the button.
Oh, could you help me, please? I can't do it very well with my arthritis.
Sure. You know, it's really pretty easy. It's just the same way you call the nurses.
Thanks.
Okay?
Yeah.
I heard you had a rough night last night. Your joints giving you a lot of pain?
Wasn't so bad.
You certainly kept my nurses on their toes.
I had trouble sleeping.
How are you feeling now?
About the same. Apologize to the nurses from me. I know it's overcrowded, and I know how hard everybody's working.
Things are very hectic.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I started reading Alice in Wonderland last night to my 2 youngest. Had to drag them away from the television, but once I started, they wouldn't let me stop. It's funny how you forget that kind of stuff. How wonderful some books are.
Well, I hope you didn't tell them that a librarian recommended it.
Certainly not. I'm no fool.
Thanks. I'll try not to bother you.
Take it easy.
I'm starting to get the impression that you resent taking responsibility for your actions.
No, that's not true at all. I may have overlooked some administrative procedures. I'm sorry if I did, but 7 people are resting comfortably in isolation right now, 3 of whom might be dead at this time if we hadn't acted when we did. If I had it to do over, nothing would change.
I offered to go below Blue Book and throw in a full 90-day warranty. I was even willing to replace the hood ornament.
What about the ping and the cylinders?
What ping? And where did you learn your methodology, young lady? In a cesspool, wrists up, left to right, lateral in, right to left, lateral out. You want to contaminate the patient? And don't stand there looking like a midwife. Lather up. Who would have thought that the caliber of medical education would deteriorate so rapidly in my lifetime? What happened to the fraternal bond? It's a sad, sad commentary.
So what?
Never mind.
If he doesn't unload that gas hog soon, I'm gonna go nuts. He spent 10 minutes this morning talking about a valve replacement. Then I realized he didn't mean a valve in the heart.
He's still trying to unload that blue convertible?
I didn't spend 4 long years in med school to become a used car salesman.
Jane, when you first came here, you were in pretty bad shape. You thought you were a bird. But when you left here about 2 months ago, you were feeling great. And you've been out there on your own ever since, doing just fine. So what happened?
The trolley was crowded. I didn't sleep well the night before, and this man was staring at me.
Did you get dizzy?
No. But as soon as I sat down, I knew I was in trouble.
Why? What'd you feel like?
Panicky. As though everything was running away from me.
Have you felt this way any other time since you left here?
No. I haven't wanted to be a bird once either. I stopped taking the Thorazine a few weeks ago. I was feeling so good.
So, you're on the trolley, and you start to feel panicky. What happened then?
I walked to an empty seat and sat down. I remember looking out the window and not recognizing what I was looking at. Not knowing where I was. It was so frightening. I got scared as though I was going to lose control like before.
But you didn't.
No, I managed to get home and take some Thorazine. I just don't want things to fall apart like they did before, Dr. Beale.
Jane, the fact that you came back here on your own says an awful lot.
I just don't want to lose control.
How do you feel now?
Safe.
Good. Good.
You storm in, you grab a Danish, and you go right for the jugular.
You held your own.
I don't know what's bugging you. I really don't. We've worked together in the past.
No, we haven't. The only doctor I've worked with on a regular basis is Daniel Auschlander. And he would never have allowed this to happen.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Will everyone shut up for one lousy minute?
Thank you. Thank you. It's only taken me 85 times and shouting to get your people's attention. But does anyone know where Carol Alimo is?
Who? Sorry, don't know.
Oh, nobody. Nobody knows where she is. She disappeared.
Okay, tomorrow we'll visit Shirley up on 4 East, and I want to know about getting
I mean, when I was at Berkeley Memorial, I dealt with it all. You're talking bikers, mainliners, acid freaks, hardcore burnouts. I mean, heavy, heavy East Bay grease. But this place is bonkers, Dr. Westfall. I mean, clinically, you know, beyond extradition. Hey, how am I supposed to know that, what's her name, Carol Alimo was transferred to Beth Zion? I mean, I'm not the attending.
I think I would have reacted the same way.
You know, it's like we're always on the wrong end of an outside set at Santa Cruz, you know, and I'm out there scratching the water, trying to get out to get through to the wave, and all of a sudden, I see 15 other surfers on their boards. Only none of them know how to surf, you understand? And they start wiping out. They're crashing boards, bodies, cords, falling over each other, and, you know, ultimately I feel like it's my fault. I don't know. But I'm not a flake, Dr. Westfall.
Flakes don't graduate first in their class, Doctor. Not even in California.
So, how are you holding up through all this?
Okay.
We've been hearing these rumors.
That I'm about to be canned.
It'd be depressing if it were true.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Dr. Westfall. See you later.
Hi, Lisa. Yeah, two things. Call Mrs. Catalano and tell her to tell the kids I can't make it in time for dinner, but I'll be there before they go to bed. Then call the CDC in Atlanta, because Dr. Borove said those Legionnaires tests should be ready by now. All right? Thank you.
Give me the double cheeseburger and order fries.
Large applesauce and saltines. My stomach, man. If I eat anything else, I'm liable to spend all day mopping up after myself.
You still don't feel any better?
See how this looks.
Molly says the board suspended Dr. Westfall right after the meeting.
I don't believe it.
New hairdo, you're relaxed, you're glowing, you've got a welt on your neck the size of a grapefruit. Come on, Doctor, he's the lucky guy.
You have an impoverished imagination.
No, in fact, I have a fertile imagination. It comes in handy around 2 a.m. now that I'm pounding the boards again. Catch my drift.
Didn't work out with Kathy Martin?
No, that's okay. I'm back with my imaginary lover. No hassles. We're very compatible. So, does your friend have a name?
Patrick McFarland. He's a fisherman.
A fisherman named Patrick? Somehow I can't picture you with a fisherman named Patrick.
Well, he's a very interesting guy.
How'd you meet?
We had a baby together.
That's interesting.
Over the phone. He gave me his number and I called it.
I'll bet he's a working class intellectual.
No, just a regular guy that makes me happy.
Well, then I'm happy for you, Annie. No, I really am.
Well, thank you.
Couldn't be me. It might as well be a fisherman with a big skiff.
I knew it.
There's a smell of carp conducive to,
Goodbye, Fiscus.
Why don't you take Myra to the Bay Tower room? It's a lovely view. Food's not bad either.
I can't afford that.
Peter, it's your wife's birthday. If you don't do something nice for her tonight, you'll pay for it all year long.
Tell me about it. Tonight's the first night I've had off since Friday. All I want to do is I want to go home, and I want to go to sleep.
Jack, I saw the new medication order for Jane Sondel.
That's when I thought she was a bird.
Yeah. Why did you take her off Thorazine?
Fairly standard procedure.
Standard? For who? I didn't authorize any changes.
Standard procedure to take a pregnant woman off Thorazine.
Why didn't you tell me you were pregnant?
I didn't want to disappoint you. And I didn't want you to judge me.
Who's the father?
His name is Bob.
Where'd you meet him?
Well, I've been doing clerical work in an office along Storrow Drive. When the weather's nice, I like to eat my lunch along the Charles River near the hatch. There was a group from Emerson College playing chamber music there. Quartet K-465 by Mozart. Sunrise by Haydn. Do you know those quartets?
No, I'm afraid not.
Oh, they're lovely. And it was such a beautiful day. There were children and dogs and people eating their lunch. Couples. Kind of day that makes you feel happy to be alive. And there was this man.
Bob.
Yes. And he started talking to me. We talked about the music. He was very handsome and charming, and he knew so much. He was very nice to me. I didn't go back to work that afternoon.
Are you still seeing each other?
No.
Does he know that you're pregnant?
No.
Don't you think maybe you ought to tell him?
He's gone. He doesn't live in Boston.
It's marked clearly there. I can see it myself. A little lower down. Yes.
Fried monosodium glutamate, my favorite cuisine. So, you gonna eat that here? Or are you taking it out? Or?
Well, I'm waiting for Dr. Cavanagh. She's in with a patient.
You must be Patrick.
Yeah.
Wayne Fiskus, Annie's best friend in, like, the whole world. I'm sure she always talks about me.
Well, as a matter of fact, she hasn't.
Oh, wow. So what's it like being as big as All Outdoors?
Goodbye, Fiskus.
You're not gonna invite me to join you two for dinner? Mugu Gai Pan is like my favorite dish.
Goodbye, Fiskus. That guy.
Well, he didn't seem like that bad a guy to me.
Believe me, if you knew him. No, you don't want to know him.
Oh, they don't deliver things slim without a green sheet, Losaf.
Losaf was with Martha Mulcahy.
Oh, no, Skilling took that call.
That was ages ago. Gotta talk to Martha.
I thought I just did.
Have you heard the news?
What?
Dr. Westphal heard from Atlanta. It is Legionnaires' disease.
Dr. Westphal, could you tell us the steps you're taking to locate the source of the Legionnaires?
Yeah, well, the monitoring team from the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta, headed by...
This I have to miss Ethel and Lucy.
Hey, what are you doing here tonight? I thought you were home.
You're right. Tonight's my wife's birthday. I better get going.
Domestic tranquility.
They'll get it together.
A little higher toward the scalp.
And once you've located the disease, then you'll be able to eliminate it?
Yes, that's right. I would like to offer a word of praise to my colleagues at St. Legionnaires. They've performed extremely well in a very difficult situation, and I'd really like them to know how proud of them I am.
Thank you very much, Dr. Westphal.
You betcha.
So here at St. Allegiance Hospital, the prognosis is good. The situation is under control for now. This is Larry Fishkin for WFFP. Back to you, Irv.
Hey, Armstrong. How's Craig doing selling the car?
Still nothing.
Well, don't worry. Someone will come along pretty soon.
Talk about an anticlimax.
we'd known earlier, a couple people still would have been alive.
And you wouldn't have had to blame it all on Skilling.
Thanks.
Hey, pal, I'm not the heavy.
Sorry to bother you again. It's the 5th time tonight, Martha.
Believe me, I would prefer to be able to turn the faucet on myself.
Fine.
Thank you.
Do me a favor. Let the water run for 20 minutes until I get off shift.
Mrs. Stevens, I don't think your daughter-in-law is a witch. You saw it levitate? Well, perhaps it was an optical illusion. Yeah.
Still need a ride?
No, I'm going to get a ride with Samuels. Miss Stevens, can you hang on just a second? I'm going to put you on hold. I'll be right back. I caught your show on television.
Just when you thought it was safe to come back into the hospital.
It'll all blow over.
Well, some people would differ with you on that one.
Yeah, I guess some people would. Donald, Jane Sondell's back in the hospital.
Who?
Tweety.
Oh, yeah. Does she still think she's a bird?
No, I think she's in complete control of herself and knows exactly what she's doing. She's pregnant by a guy named Bob. She spent one very passionate afternoon in the arms of a total stranger, and now she's 3 months pregnant. And the problem is she's only been out of here for 2 months. Somebody stole the cookies from the cookie jar.
Oh, boy. Well, I'm sure you'll find out who it is. Good night, you.
Good night. Hey, why don't you go get a beer with me and Samuels? You look like you could use one.
That bad, isn't it? No, I can't, thanks. I gotta get home. It's my son's birthday tomorrow. Gonna hang all the decorations and all that. Thanks anyway.
Donald, don't let this stuff get you down. As Coach Bum Phillips once said of Earl Campbell, you may not be the only one in your class, but it sure wouldn't take long to call roll.
Thanks, pal. See you later.
Steve. Now, Mrs. Stevens?
Here you go.
Okay, Willie Andrews. I see the strong silent type. And, you're... What's it to you? That's Slavic, isn't it? Let's look at the goods. Oh, nice job. Somebody mistake you for a Thanksgiving turkey? Hey, look, man, you gonna fix it or what? Sure, wouldn't want you to be late for that meeting with your lawyers over the book rights.
Jack. Wake up. Jack boy. What? Rise and shine.
What time is it?
It's 1:45.
Why are you here?
I've come to relieve you. You filled in for me so many times, and I just happened to be in the neighborhood anyway.
What happened? You had a fight.
Right.
What about?
She didn't like the present I got her for her birthday.
What'd you get her?
A box of chocolates. Man, if we hadn't fought about that, we would have fought about something else. It's getting to the point we don't even need a reason to fight. We just fight. Tonight I tried. Listen, tonight I really tried not to.
I'm sorry.
Me too.
Okay. Whatever you do, don't get it wet, okay? No swimming, no snorkeling, no showers. Take a bath. Please. It's a joke. I feel like Kenny Young playing a house full of Ayatollahs. All right, come back in 10 days, and I'll take out the stitches. In the immortal words of Dr. Seuss... Get Molly! Come on, come on!
So what'd the cops say?
They suggested I get another wallet as soon as possible.
What did they get?
$9, 3 15-cent stamps, picture of Gracie Slick, and the number I got off a girl I met last Thursday night at Faneuil Hall. Special family blend.
It will make you feel like, how do they say, a new man?
Why not? If I felt any worse, I'd be dead. If I felt any better, it wouldn't be me.
Josh Carton, the technician over at the VA, he got mugged while taking a set of x-rays.
In Berkeley, 3 dudes on Harleys came after me with tire irons because I revived a guy from a rival bike gang. You're lucky.
Me?
All your patients are out cold.
Such a headache.
Go home, get some rest.
Yeah. Can't. I gotta go downtown and look at mugshots.
Hey! Barnum. Deaf switchboard operator.
Any sign of Mr. Schultz's white blood count yet?
I sent for it. Got a postcard from Dr. Auslander. That's nice. What's it say? Either I need glasses or it's totally illegible. Want to try translating? Cabo San Lucas is a dream. Don't wake me up best of all. It's an acquired skill.
You ever work with a Dr. Pat Barnum?
No.
I've been waiting 3 hours.
Get a message from him? Nobody can find him.
Well, maybe he's at another hospital.
Get me Boston General.
Helen, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to let Martha Mulvey run me ragged today. Come on, what is it now? I don't know. Yes, Martha, what is it?
I know I'm being a terrible bother, but I'd really like to get my hair washed.
We washed it yesterday.
I know, but it feels dirty.
Listen, honey, there are 45 new beds in this ward. It's very crowded, and everybody's very tired.
I wouldn't even ask, but I can't do it myself.
Martha, it's going to take at least 40 minutes for someone to wash your hair. We can't possibly wash every patient's hair every day. There's just too much to do and not enough of us to do it all.
You're right. I'm sorry. Since I've been sick, I can't even do the simplest things myself. I promise I won't be such a bother to everybody anymore.
Look, things are pretty hectic right now, but I'll get back within the hour. We'll get your hair washed.
I think it's an inside job.
No, it doesn't make sense, Ramon. There's no money in it.
$6,000 worth of supplies is not exactly petty cash, you know.
It is when you consider that 1 tab of methaqualone goes for $8 on the street. Now, if you were feeding the black market, would you lift tongue depressor?
That's a good point.
Well, you better send Cummings a tally sheet, huh?
I did. He will not okay the payment.
All right, well, I'll talk to him.
Thanks.
Okay, sweetie. Don't cry. I'll get you another ID just as soon as I can.
What do you mean Dr. Barnum called again?
Dr. Craig, all the message said was Dr. Barnum wants to talk to you about buying your car.
Did he leave a phone number?
No?
But why the hell did he leave his phone number?
Brody, how many times have I got to tell you? I'm the doctor. You're the orderly, okay? You do not, underline, do not have Legionnaires. You understand?
How do you call this? It's a rash about the size of my fist.
Yeah, it's a rash. Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes. Sometimes, when you get real nervous, your skin reacts because your mind is busy with other things. Understand?
No.
Well, you're not sick. Trust me.
So, okay, maybe I ain't got Legionnaires' disease. Maybe I got something worse. Maybe something you guys ain't even discovered yet.
Come on, you monster. Where is Miss Muscarella's chemical profile? Luther, where have you been?
Well, I was here and I was...
Oh, come on, Luther. Dr. Beale wants to see you pronto. And come right back. Move it!
Barnum, check it again. And keep checking till you find him.
The patients in 435 signed a petition complaining about the paint peeling off the wall in their bathroom.
Oh, Violet. Oh, no wonder they call this a terminal. Oh.
So, where do we start, Dr. Borove?
The organism could be localized in these showers here, or the faucets, or the bedpan flushers. It's the needle in the haystack.
The Legionnaires, they found at Wadsworth, VA in California, and Bellevue, Stratford was traced to the air conditioning system, right?
Yes. I had another case in Michigan where we found it in the storage tanks. But because the outbreak here has been limited to only one ward, it probably originated in that ward. Samples will be obtained by swabbing each water outlet with a Dacron swab. If the point of origin is not found to be on that ward, then the organisms are ubiquitous and the entire water distribution system is irreconcilably contaminated.
What would that mean?
It would mean that the entire hospital would have to be closed down. Don't worry, we'll find it. The most important thing is that you acted quickly. You should both be congratulated.
Looking for me? Ah, Luther, indeed I am. Come in, come in. Luther, I've got a problem. Yeah? And I think maybe you can help me out. What's the problem? Do you remember a patient of mine from a while back by the name of Jane? She was a girl with bird tendencies. Yeah, sure. She was hooked on sunflower seed. Yeah, right. Well, she's pregnant. And the problem is, I think she was impregnated by someone in this hospital. Oh, no, Doc, I swear I know it wasn't you, Luther. But I need your help. My help? Luther, I've been affiliated with this hospital for several years. And during that time, I have come to know its informational flow. Know what I mean? No. Well, when you need help with a personal problem, you go to Dr. Westfall. When you need to get something done, you go to Nurse Rosenthal. But when you need to get right down to the dirt, you go to the eyes and the ears of this hospital. Oh, Doc, what you're asking me to do is to snoop and sneak and pry in other people's business. $50. I'll ask around.
Phone, the computer man.
Great. I'm sorry, but we don't launder personal clothing. That's why we provide the hose.
Mrs. Allen, 413. She get her metallazone?
Not yet, Doctor.
What's the hang-up?
Mrs. O'Flaherty going to Beth's Ion too, my diabetic hypertensive?
Jerry, the last time it broke down, you said it would never break down again. Stop right there, Luther. I did call our main computer office. Rosalie told me to call you. I thought I told you to come right back.
This is
I don't want to hear it. Oh, I don't want to hear it from you either. What do you mean you're not responsible every time it breaks down? The man in 411 with a peptic ulcer erupted again. Yeah. Well, it doesn't get any more cruel or unusual punishment than the rest of us do.
You can say that again.
I'm tired of excuses, Jerry. I working, and I want it working now. Mrs. Pfister wants a vase for her flowers.
Well, I've got an assignment from Dr. Peel.
Assignment?
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Oh, Jerry, I'm glad you're not in front of me right now. 412 again?
Martha Mulvey.
Fix it, Jerry, fast.
Luther, flowers, ulcer. Do you want me to get the call?
No, I'll go. What is it, Martha?
I'm sorry to bother you.
Yes, you said that the last time and the time before. What is it now?
I have a friend coming to see me. Could you help me with my makeup?
Your makeup? First it was the pillow, then the bed, then your hair needed washing. No more. Do you understand? No more. What do you think we do around here? This isn't a country club. Now look, Martha, I am very sorry that you've got arthritis, and I mean that. I'm very sorry that this happened to you. You're sick, and I know that it's hard for you, but we cannot cater to your every need. You are not the only patient in this hospital. If you keep calling like this, no one will respond when it's really important. Do you understand? When it is really important.
Ramon Lopez gave you a voucher. I need you to sign it. I'm afraid that's out of the question. Well, that's great. So we run out of Band-Aids and cotton swabs. What do you suggest we do then?
As is hospital policy, you will be reimbursed for 90% of full value at the start of the next fiscal quarter.
All right, then free the supplemental allocation.
What supplemental allocation?
Oh, come on, you know damn well what it is.
Was. Our contingency monies were spent on this fiasco.
I see. So you're going to withhold the money to punish me for shutting down that ward.
That's not it at all.
Now, look, if I had been wrong, I could understand your resentment, but I wasn't wrong. This hospital averted what could have been a major epidemic.
You've done a hell of a job, Donald. I just hope that other people remember what a good job you've done 6 or 7 months down the line when we don't have the money for the new CAT scan. We lose our backing from the Zellman Foundation, all because of the terrific job that you've done. Fundraising has never been one of St. Eligius's stronger aspects. Boston General and Bent Brigham, they usually got first crack at the heavy hitters. Notoriety does not inspire confidence, and we could have avoided the notoriety if we just kept the news quiet until the CDC had made the final report. The CDC reports don't make headlines. CDC reports don't make the evening news.
Hugh, do you know a Dr. Barnum?
Don't think so.
He's not here or at Boston General or Our Lady of Perpetual Sorrows.
What's the matter? Is your back bothering you again?
No, my car. I've been trying to sell it for weeks. Ellen wants a new one for her birthday. We don't need 3 cars. Do you happen to know a physician named Pat Barnum?
Male or female?
Good question.
Open your mouth, Mr. Collins. It's time to take your pill. Come on, I'm not kidding. I'm going to stand right here until I see you swallow it.
What seems to be the problem?
Nothing I can't handle, Doctor.
Take your pill, Mr. Collins.
What are you doing in my room anyway? Come on, huh? I'll push you by one.
Tell me this chaos will end.
This chaos will end.
I don't believe you.
Look, Mr. Collins, if you want to get better, you gotta take your pill. Okay, there we are. Thank you.
Wait. I heard about what happened. Are you all right?
Yeah, sure.
I remember after the first couple of times I got mugged, I began to think it was my fault. You start looking over your shoulder a whole lot more.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's good to see you.
Well, it's
good to be seen.
Wayne, if there's anything I can do for you, let me know.
Thanks.
Did you have a nice visit with your friend?
I overheard two of the nurses talking about me, trying to be nice. Well, she's got pretty hair. Pretty hair. Oh, God. For the past 6 years, it's been getting worse and worse. I can't even turn the pages of a book. I am so angry.
Mom.
Don't! I don't want him to see me like this.
He's not going to. We are going to make you look so beautiful.
Mark, I just spent $600 on a new transmission.
Jap car, it figures.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
Buy American.
Why don't you buy his car? My Uncle Jimbo once said, never buy anything from a man who could someday operate on you. Besides, some guy named Barnum wants to buy it.
No, he doesn't. You see, I'm Barnum. I found it.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird, fly. Blackbird, fly. Into the light of the dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night.
That's the reason Jane came back. Ralph's the guy that's been stealing all the supplies. They're building a nest. Well, I can see that. And she's gonna have a baby in there. Luther. They're in love.
Into the light of the dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life.
Come in. Excuse me. Just wanted to thank you for getting the money to cover those stolen supplies. As it turns out, we recovered most of them. They were misplaced.
Keep it. Could be a long winter.
I thought about what you said. Seems it's easy to forget that our objectives are the same. It's just that you and I go at them from different angles. And I want you to know that any differences I had with you in the past are not personal.
The root of the problem is simple. Running this hospital, making it work, is a business. But to you doctors, it's a calling. You'd rather remove yourselves from the business of medicine, from the pedestrian, daily, mundane work.
business of medicine is business.
Something like that.
Now, I realize that this whole thing has caused you enormous problems.
I wouldn't worry about it.
What's this? Your resume.
When an institution fails to function smoothly, someone's got to take a fall. An administrator is a likely candidate.
They won't fire you?
A vote of confidence is usually a good indication that a change is about to take place. Knowing the board, they'll wait until the CDC releases its report, until the heat dies down. Maybe they'll hold off until the annual convention in Chicago, whatever, but I will be replaced.
Serum amylade's coming yet? No. About 20 more minutes. Cyst is receding. 2 days ago, he'd have woke up howling. To think I almost recommended surgery, that'd have been a major blunder. Is there anything else? No. Nurse. Look, I'm very sorry. I made a terrible mistake at your expense, and I want to apologize. I've been 20 years with this hospital, young man. 20 years. That's practically as long as you've been on this planet. My way of doing things may not be to your liking, but it doesn't give you the right to attack my ability. 20 years. Yes, ma'am. Here's advice from an old lady who has seen many young men come and go. Pick your friends with great care. There's so many out there who would love to see you fail.
Thank you very much. Can I help you?
Yeah, I want to buy a gun.
What kind?
Kind that shoots.
Donald?
Hi.
I thought you ought to know Mrs. Aguirre is liking a medication just a little too much. I gave Dory the new medication orders.
Fine.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Sorry, pal. It's for my son. It's his birthday today. 10 years old. And I missed the party.
Oh, it happens.
Happens more often than it should. The administrative problems of the hospital are a poor excuse for missing a birthday party as far as a 10-year-old's concerned. Always something, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was thinking about my father. He was a school teacher, South Boston. Shanty Englishman teaching shanty Irish kids. Oh, Dad believes that no one is insignificant. Even though it might not be the brightest person in the world or might have a personality that you can't get along with, didn't matter. He was still important, he's still a human being, and we're obligated to help him. Pop really enjoyed working with people, you know, and he was good at it. But I'll tell you something, I don't feel that way every day.
I know what you mean.
That's what we keep coming back to, isn't it? See, when I was a boy, I felt at that time that Dad spent with other people was time taken away from me. You know, I resented it. I really did. And I swore to myself. I promised myself that I would never allow that to happen to my own children. But I can see the pattern. My kids are growing up, Helen. I can see them leaving. I feel like it's all slipping away somehow, do you know?
Oh, Donald. It's tough enough working and raising kids when there are two of you. It must be twice as hard for you.
You look beat, my friend.
I am.
Let's get out of here.
Well, I guess I'll make macaroni and cheese for dinner. No, you don't want to hear this.
When in doubt, pizza.
What a good idea.
Oh.
Thanks. Yeah.
Where are you going?
Just want to go out and check on a patient before I go. Well, mine's here. Are you okay?
Yep. See you later.
Good night.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, kid. Boy, you a sight for sore eyes. Give me a hug, will you? Oh, boy. How's the party?
Oh, it was okay.
Tommy still up?
No, he's out like a light.
You tired?
Yeah.
Me too.